Hello there gamers, I am Drakov, I play Salmon Run a lot. Today we are doing something a little bit different. I have 90 minutes of Spawning Grounds freelance, solo freelance footage. Rotation with 2 weak weapons and 2 strong weapons. I think that was some really nice stuff here. Yeah, I wanted to share it with you. I'm gonna talk over these games, they are recorded. And so yeah, this is not live unlike the daily summons. This is not daily summons, just different kind of a walkthrough. Yeah, I'll say some interesting things about the waves as they happen, and then since there will also be some less interesting waves, I will use those to talk about the map and the game in general. So hopefully that should be interesting. Yeah, so much about the intro. Let's get right into the first game. Without any further breaks, ideally. First up, we get Undercover, my guilty pleasure, and right away on High Tide. Yeah, this is it's something to wake up here. Let's see how we do. Do I forget special here with the ink strikes? We need them. Easy first spawn here. Self-explanatory. The flyfish as well. And just clearing space around here. Note how I'm shield bumping every Cohock exactly once. Oh, that was greedy. Yeah, and 2 down already. This is pretty dangerous, thankfully. So yeah, this is how you wake up here. Right, I didn't die again. Again, just dealing some random chip damage so that others don't have to. These eels are dangerous and the flyfish behind them is hard to get, so I'm using Easter egg right here. So that we can catch back up from those early mistakes that happened. Yeah, nice getting the stinger there between the lessers. This one is a little bit slow for me to get with the lessers in the way, but look at that, another teammate also thinks of it. I'm just leaving early here. Me closer to other fights on the map faster. Want especially in High Tide. We never want 2 people on grades, it's not safe, it's slow. It's just one of the easiest ways ever to lose the wave. Oh, we need paint there, okay, good, thank you. And yeah, with that we have quota, more than 20 seconds before the wave ends. Okay, we didn't die to the chip damage there. But yeah, this is also partly thanks to that aggressive special usage. Just keep the wave nice and chill. We found behind a bit with the staffs. This caught us right back up to pace. Alright, first wave here. The second wave we have Splatter Shot Nova. Another really underwhelming weapon of the set, and again on High Tide. Let's see if we can get through this without a special, if we actually use them both for the last wave. Once again we get a really nice first spawn here. Get us going with this early X. Early kills. Let us be ready for the next. Ah! Yeah, the one cycle with the Nova on the stats, it's not consistent. You always need to be ready for that, as I was there. Just hitting some random lessers here, dealing some chip damage to Drizzler. There we go, teammate killed it with the help of that. Get the rain, thank you. Looks like I got the Drizzler in fact. A little bit of a tricky angle. Now we have 2 Drizzlers on the map again, so these could possibly be a problem if I cannot line up those angles. That's something I'll definitely keep in mind here. There we got one. The other is jumping to basket now, I believe. Let's still head to the flyfish probably, yep. This other Drizzler there. Hey. We do need to kill these scrappers eventually. These are also very ink-strikeable here. Let's see what happens. Okay, no, I'm not quite doing that just yet because, you know, we also have quota here, so there's no rush here really. We're not overfishing. There's a world where you can... Wait. I'm just stalling the wave here, not fighting. Let's move on to the third wave. It is another high tide. Now, of course, first with one of the better two weapons. They both have high DPS, so what I really wanna do with them is just be very aggressive, like take fights, kill things, whether that's sufficient or not. Just create space so that the others can move here. That is strategy. About the tactics, we will worry about as we're seeing them happen. I'm protecting myself there for a few frames, the others can finish the lid. Rid of some lessers here. And keeping the scrapper there. Will we kill it or not? Not that awkward. I'm just chewing through more HP here. Protecting myself when that is not really realistic anymore. Practicable, whatever. The best word is here. Fish sticks, they are high priority target on high tide spawning grounds, and this weapon is good for them, so of course I'll kill that one as fast as I can. Without endangering myself, of course. Right, and here I'm using that ink strike actually mostly for ink refill. Also does kill the scrapper easily here, which is nice. I was learning that scrapper was not easily answered in the current situation. So that was an easy special right there. There we have quota. Now it's again just survive like in the second wave. Survive and kill what we can kill. Yeah, this stick is annoying to deal with, so I'm not gonna do that and instead just prioritize my safety. Yeah, unfortunately the wave did snowball a bit here near the end. There are multiple possible explanations to that. Like, one is that my special was actually not really too efficient, but just greedy. Another is that the players that were on the weaker weapons, from the Bluff Lover even, but they might not quite be as good or confident with them like that. So their productivity may have been a bit lower. It could possibly be. But still, everything was fine here. That is the first game. I'll catch you in the next one. Same team, I believe, even. Because yeah, I'm not gonna be changing teams much or at all here in this footage, actually. Yeah, until the next game. Right, we are back with that second game here. After that juicy triple high tide to wake up. Let's get this time. It is low tide. Polar opposite, of course. Starting with a 0.69 go and the crab. Right, the right side actually happens to be the spawn. Like, basically just pick one side as the wave starts and approach it. Middle is probably optimal actually, but it doesn't really matter which one you pick. Like, just do whatever. Everything pretty self-explanatory here so far. Just lurable bosses, dealing with those and some lessers. Pick those eggs. Okay, so let's actually watch the spawns here for a bit. See, it was first middle, then it was left, then they stopped on left. Now they're still none on middle. So what that tells me is they are on right. See there? I didn't need to look at that to even know that, because I knew due to the absence of new spawns on the other sides. Turns out they are stingers, which this weapon is really good at for killing. Everyone is here, so try not to double up there too much. We're so far ahead we can actually afford to throw back eggs this late into the wave, which is amazing and really rare. On high hazards, this is basically not realistic at all. We are very early into the rotation here, at the start in fact, of course. Yeah, the booyah there is to signal that I can deal with the stinger alone, I don't need any help. However, the scrapper spawn then is completely foiling that. We'll just take that and return with it. We can live with one sting on the map. Oh, and this death there is a bit embarrassing. Happened due to bad foot paint. This weapon has really bad foot paint, as it turns out. It's something I did not actually know when I played this shift. But it's something that I learned very soon after. That was something to watch with this. Right, anyway, that was really nice and easy. Second wave, rotate again. We are playing the blob. What that means is Need to watch us do positioning. Or get carried by teammates, killing them either works. We'll get to that later, probably. That thing with Scrapper there, this is a bit of an awkward stuff there. Right, we are still getting it, somehow. Right, second spawn is up. I happen to be close to Scrapper, so I'll just grab it, so it doesn't bother any one of us. Didn't quite get the stingers just yet, but other lasers have been cleared, so the stingers are easy pickings. Still into the wave, we have time to throw back some eggs here. But get us closer to quota faster. And just doing some DPS around the basket here. Get rid of the lasers and the drizzler. My DPS weapon that many enemies at the same time, sometimes even with overlap. The paint here is rather bad and annoying for the blood level because paint is a weakness of this. Right, you see there's a still hit coming, let's see what happens. It's annoying, but my positioning was just right to get it. Another one. I was a little bit blinded by the egg and also a bit too far away and lasers were coming, so that wouldn't quite work out, but that is fine. I was perfectly ready for that. I just tried anyway. Make sure to keep up my defenses here. And there we go, that is the dead still hit this time. The wave is ending in 10 seconds. Nothing to worry about, really. I'm still not dealing with damage. Next. The missiles are certainly pretty far here. No hazards. Hard to get more than that, even at hazards. Right, and then wave 3 will be our first normal tide of this compilation. Not compilation, it's literally just unedited footage, pretty much. Finally edited footage. But the strategy here is gonna be to mostly play around the middle, so I can be the closest I can be to all fights that are ever happening. So this is our first spawn. Attack it from whatever good angle we can, attack it as soon as we can. Not quite getting that snipe right. Just messing around there. Spacing, this is for science. Again, throwing back some eggs here, but while I'm doing that, I'm noticing the stinger upgrades. Since... Wait, what happened here? Oh, I guess someone actually beat me, turned out I didn't see it. There we go. There's some fish sticks that need to be removed here from the middle. They're gonna be really annoying to our movement. There will be that rain. Right, there's another stinger upgrade, it's not too even. Those two lasers. But this is my obvious cue to finally use a crab here. So that is one down, that's the second one not quite down. The drop here, it's maybe not super ideal, but the scrapper was threatening me there. Maybe I can stay up there with it, maybe not. Okay, things are moving really fast, so let me actually stop here for a bit. So you might ask, so if I say the drop was bad, why am I not taking an egg for my work there at least? Let me go back here for a bit. That was too far back. Right, we'll see it again. I'll show you. The rolling against the car here may work or may not work. There. Not quite on the screen now, but... Let me see if I can catch it. One last attempt. Ah, wait. But yeah, you've seen it there on the right side of the ramp. There was that new chum that spawned. That told me the spawn direction changed to this side. My main weapon is a Splattershot Nova, my special is a crab. Other words, this egg is absolutely not worth fighting over. I will just take that scrapper that I took, and I will leave with it. 3 eggs is better than one egg, or 4 really slow eggs. Just take the 3 fast eggs. To basket we go. Also, note that still head down there. It's gonna attack us very soon. Yeah, there's more annoying stuff here, and I'll just grab that up. The team is playing along nicely here and killing the scrapper that I brought to basket. The still is causing some trouble. Still just in time. We're getting it all. The eggs that we need for quota, that is. Yeah, that was some really intense endgame. You still need to plan your every single move there correctly, or else it can be really the difference between thing. Pretty tight here, quite literally even. Space around the basket is pretty narrow and he's clashing there fast. This defining feature of this map after all. I'll see you in the next game. Right, we are back with the third game here. They has left us, I believe. Yep. Placement there. My minimal notes that I've actually have a lot to say about wave 1, so let's see how that goes. This again, undercover and high tide. Also, my X-Drake. Probably my favorite special in this game. Well, this wave will be very interesting, that's for sure. Let's start again. Nice, easy. Get the stingers that actually got the lure of the stingers, quote unquote. Again, this flyfish that everyone actually instead time for. Oh, this was very risky movement there. Don't do this at home, kids. Don't do this at home. Right, now we have the bad flyfish there. Along with the drizzler. Also the other flyfish, so yeah. What I am doing here is just use that ink strike very aggressively. Keep that wave nice and chill. If I had any other special that like whale is also worth a consideration, but anything else pretty much, then I just bombing the close flyfish and mostly weather the storm with great flyfish. It may or may not get crippled at some point, but probably not. I just hope that someone else maybe specials it. If someone else specialing, here's the teammate whale. The ability is annoying, I cannot easily trigger it with the undercover, but what I can do is absorb all of its spawns so that they're not gonna be bothering the team. Just stall a bit here for everything. Close to quota, and there we have it. Oh, and this was also really bad awareness of the rain there. If you have paid close attention, you may have noticed that first cycle of the drizzler, it was visible to the right of me. Really while playing, I paid enough attention to it. That is how I got into that. Alright, that is first wave of this game. Aggressive special to victory. You know, if nothing of that had happened and then we die with nothing killed, then it'd be really bad, of course. Right, second wave. First spawn, the steelhead. It is triggered a little bit too early for my liking. Eggs there are 9 to retrieve, and as you see, I also wasn't in position to kill it yet, and there was... Same is true for the others pretty much. Yeah, we fixed it. It was just a bit, but we fixed it. Down is here, just throwing that down there to it, whatever, because I'm hitting nothing, but that's fine. Again, looking around. What's next? That flyfish. Lids and stuff. Oh yeah, now this I can get too fast. What I'm also doing here is decimating the slits, because I really don't wanna deal with them later. I want someone else to. Well, it's just. Oh no, now I'm killing the other one probably. Yep. Just shut up, lid. Shut your lid. Yeah, and then the stinger as well. However, the steelhead, I could kill it as well here, especially since it's 2 of them now. I do feel fairly confident in dealing with them, leaving them for now. Just returning a little bit earlier to actually secure that quota. The idea here is to not kill absolutely everything, but kill just enough that whatever is left over can still be killed. Doing right here, this is exactly these 2 steelheads. Nice aim, idiot. Okay, you get the idea. Because with blah blah that is a little bit risky because it's not the most consistent to take down steelheads. I do have confidence and mistakes happen. they aren't always fatal. Right, that is wave 3. We still have one special left. Other game. Get Inkstrike. First spawn here. That stinger. Expensive bomb to get out here. And multiple things. Do not feel too inclined to get an egg from the flyfish there because I'll attack the next spawn, and there it is. See, I'm a big DPS weapon. Whether I'm even big DPS or small DPS, it's always good to just see the next spawn first and get to it. Fighting these lessers here does nothing, so I'm just kiting them and getting out. Once I have the ink, I throw a bomb at them, refill. This weapon is a little bit weak on painting, just like the blood, so stone paint gets failed. Gets failed again here, I believe. Oh, it doesn't, okay. No trouble with painting zones here, and the wave is snowballing a bit from that, unfortunately. I'm getting this here again, hopefully. Oh, this is bad, yeah. I went the wrong way, I should have just backed off, like closer to the shore, maybe. This is now where things get really ugly. They got revived, I will use that Inkstrike just to relieve pressure here. Not gonna be a good Inkstrike or anything, just the bare minimum, and then I made another mistake that got me killed. This is quite exactly the ugliest wave that you're gonna see in this whole video, my apologies. Yeah. A little bit carried here by our team, we got lucky. Everything else will be better, so look forward to that. However, what is also to say, as you know, I did play aggressively enough so that we were in the position to actually recover from this. It did made little differences still, worth noting. Part of it you also do see in the stats here, like it's classic high def and high power X game for me. And to get them a lot. Yeah, with that, see you in the next game. Right, so you may notice a trend here that what I'm trying to do pretty much all the time is play as aggressively as I can, simplify the waves, decimate enemies, make it easier for the teammates, at whatever level they even are, so they cannot possibly mess this up whatsoever, ideally. Right, we are back with another normal tide. I'm positioned to the rightmost here and I'm gonna make this very clear, so I will be throwing it to the right. No confusion there. The teammates are noticing this and throwing it to left. Expected. Right, next up we have that. This has been really confusing movement here. The other player was around me, made it a bit tricky. Yeah, this was interesting with the scrapper there. You see the scrapper was gonna get delured, but something that I did there was hit it and then lead it around by staying on top of the grates instead of falling down. I don't die here, okay good. This is very inextricable, but I mean, with a little patience, you can still get through it. Fine. And this is low hazard, so I can afford a time here. The hazard level max is worth considering to extract this here. I use a different special that works. And Booyah Bomb comes to mind, most notably Booyah Bomb would be really good. If someone on the team has it. But these stingers here, it is hard to say what's really best to do here. Play honestly probably is to just ignore them here. I personally do not like it because I really hate dancing between the lasers. Yeah, one part of the information here is we do have a regular here in my lobby who has been around for many years in this game. I trusted them that they would do well enough at calling basket, making sure that we're getting that quota in while I'm out there. Now, this is something you cannot do with every team and expect great things to happen. It's very risky to go after statics so late. Has to be a most educated decision and not something you always do. And I have been criticized for it before, don't worry about it. Right, so this eel, we could not quite kill it early, but still early enough. In order to do that, you need a combination of high mobility and high DPS, or else this is gonna fail and you're just gonna die. Careful there. Get rid of the fish stick early, nice. Then again for the general playstyle here, just like in the other highlights where I had the 0.6 Ningal, trying to take as many fights as possible, do as much damage as possible. Do Flyfish and some others. Easy Ink Strike. We are in wave 2, there's only one more wave after that, and usually one special per wave is fine. We're one egg of quota, we have all the time in the world, still more things to survive to get that egg. I think it's just wonderful, look at the paint control here as well, there's barely any green. Look at that, very late into the wave the Great Flyfish spawned, and it is completely irrelevant because we're just killing everything. Got absolutely everything. But this was really good, keeping up with the pace. Like you really want it in every game, if at all possible. Right, wave 3. Once again have Splattershot Nova, so we're mostly gonna be doing some support work. The dirty work that everyone hates. Let's see here. Robomatus lets us there. I use my ink. Some damage. Here. That's only hitting that single chum, whatever. Exponus Ducks, same thing, just good damage. Looking for more things. But I am having my eyes on the Drizzler for sure. Yeah, here's a little trick, you can jump through lids, or search or anything. They are... what is the word? Pass-throughable, whatever. That is not a word, but yeah, you get the idea. But yeah, while I explained all of that, I also killed the Drizzler here. Not well explained it, but you get the idea. The Scrapper behind me, just carefully bring that basket, never mind, it got attacked. Hint zones, everything. Play 2 missiles. Things with the Scrapper didn't quite work out, but that is fine. Here's the second Ink Strike to just get rid of some Flyfish. Oh, one got blocked there, but it's fine, I had a third. Get it? Yep. Ah! How did that happen? my notes say again about this here. Oh yeah, because I missed the chum with the egg throw. That is what happens. That is also what you're gonna see me do multiple times in this video again, probably. Right here? No? Okay. But yeah, egg throw still 100 damage, and that's generally really good to throw eggs at chums. No one has to hit him with their main weapon or anything. Okay, we're getting a Cohozuna as well here, so the game isn't over quite yet. We get you through that as well, because why not? It's fun after all. Right, so at the start here there's some really bad awareness on my end. Like, the low-tide stinger there, it was clearly visible. Yeah, somehow I didn't notice it, probably I looked at my computer or something. Yeah, we're here now anyway. Hugging the Cohozuna here a bit with the shield for a little bit more DPS. However, I do need to respect its attacks because they're just gonna get through the shield, as you've seen there, they take damage. Oh, this is a really nice splashdown hitbox here. How does that kill me? That makes no sense. Like, no matter how often I watch it, I still disagree with it. Yeah, this eel here is a Q that I probably need to deal with bosses now instead of focusing the Cohozuna. I'm not dealing much damage to anyway. And Ink Strike is just the perfect thing for the Scrappers. Look how much damage we already have and how much time we have left. We can play for the 31 here. Okay, let's play for the 31 for the max scales. The splashdowns, I'm just turfing a bit. Then take it again, we get some egg throws. Do not have next, so I'm just gonna DPS it with my main weapon. And there we go. 31 on the dot. Thanks for this awesome Cohozuna Run team. Yeah, time to get disappointed. The scouts, right? I do not remember what they were. Oh! 5 silvers! This is one of the best drops ever. Let's go. Yeah, this will be this game, and I will be catching you in the next one. Okay, the 5th game. We are playing with the same team again. These games are really good. I may as well play some more with them. I definitely could also like be super greedy for Cohozuna here and let them immediately. This is a good Cohozuna version after all. And we have our first Cohock charge here. So what I always want to make sure is I prefer to start at the front cannons. Make sure that we have a path back to the up back cannon. Got beaten to taking the cannon here, so I'm just gonna try to get X. There's some misunderstanding happen here, but nothing we cannot solve. Rid of the scrapper here, so it doesn't bother anyone here. And players refilling there, so I'm just gonna hop in quickly to get rid of the fish stick. It looks like there's a misunderstanding there. They thought I was just gonna steal it, so I'm gonna go right back to it and shoot some more. I wasn't going to, but yeah, they just didn't take it back. It's something you definitely do need to pay attention to. Especially when you are taking it just for a quick moment when they're out and stuff. Yeah, even when you aren't, always watch whether you have players and cannons. When you don't, then take them yourself immediately, pretty much. Right, so there was an eel on me on the right side. One pretty easy thing you can do with that is the top cannon isn't used, to then go back to it yourself and snipe the steal that way. Of course, the better case is someone just uses it and take care of that swiftly, and you're just leading it to basket. But ideally it should die before basket, just for safety reasons. Only in overfishing you directly at basket, and even then. If you have time to throw back the eggs or optimize them with snatches or anything. Anyway, yeah, with all of this rambling out of the way, the wave already, on to the next one. Right, so, I have here. Oh yeah, the Firedock Stinger to start with. And what I'll do is just force my way through into that there. And the first, my team should hopefully have my back. So they do, they're all here. Back some of the eggs. Did you see that on the right there? There was a Stinger on grades. Saw that with our camera there. However, apparently during live gameplay I didn't quite pay attention to it, so that is why I didn't quite go there early. But yeah, I could have gone there faster than I did for sure. But yeah, then the laser definitely made me see it when I actually played. When I was there, did it. But yeah, whenever you are at one far end of the map, and you can get some really nifty camera angles and runs. A really good example right there. Stingers. Also really close to quota. We got like pretty much all into the cannon there. Beginning. Gonna bomb it unless as I'm leaving just to use my ink. Good stinger and clean up. And that is another steal at one of those various annoying spots. Didn't quite get it killed there because Splatter shot Nova things at like close to max range. It's very inaccurate. Always make sure to deal with stats that are picking up the various ledges around the basket area, including the ones that are approaching from docks. Very high priority. Than stingers even. We are at a low tide. Okay, so I believe this is a rather chill one, so I will add something more on crowd charge that I didn't quite find time to say as the wave went on. That is, the top cannon certainly isn't great or anything, and so far that it can literally not reach the far ends of the middle and the left sides here. However, on the right side it can still reach flyfish and stingers. Now, the main reason why you do want the top cannon generally is just to keep the other two cannons protected that actually further into the map. Which becomes especially important when lids are moving too far up and they can not deal with them well at all. The top cannon is completely free for it. Yeah, what is really to recommend here is that you are good with other cannons and know when to use which one and stuff. Okay, we have a million specials here. I believe there was also an inkjet at some point here. Once I saw that inkjet go to the side, it told me, okay, I do not have to worry about that side at all, the inkjet has it covered. I talked about that with my coke charge nonsense. They're just cleaning up here. Not gonna be a higher X score because it's pretty much static cell wave. And you do. And I hear, okay, good. Undercover foot paint can be a bit shoddy sometimes. It's lightweight and stuff, but it doesn't have the greatest mobility just because Brella things. Brellas have lag, Brellas have somewhat weird paint. This what is. Still a 44, not too shabby. I was wrong in my assessment there. Yeah, that will be this game. I will see you in the next one as I let credits, but the results roll. Deletes the credits too, the credits and the results. Alright, next shift. For this one I will... there's still some things to say about it in game. Most of it is like easy and trivial, or we've seen it before or whatever. So we also do some bit of general rambling. There'll be a few games where I'll do that instead of focusing strict gameplay. But during this one, I'll talk a bit about what actually is the deal with ground slack. Why do I like it so much? Why do I think it's valuable? Yeah, that kind of stuff. As we're looking at today with you first. Yeah, most of this should be fine. Anyway, what this map basically teaches you is to fight more than the other map really. It's about fighting. Unlike on Fission Hydro Plant and Sockeye Station, you do not have this typical safe high ground whatever position where you can like literally cheese half the spawns from. You do not have that here. You have that little platform at basket. Top there, but you can just not be there for long probably, especially if teammates are joining you. Actually, here's a situation coming up that I did want to mention. That is that stinger. Actually gave teammates sometimes so that someone who was closer might go for it. Yeah, that didn't happen, so I did eventually do it. That's still fine, because I'm undercover, it's one of the better weapons for this. I wasn't exactly in position to do it faster. Now always pay attention to it, then can figure it out later. Anyway, that is all I wanted to say about this wave. Yeah, anyway, where did we leave it? Right, Run selects these quote-unquote safe positions. We have good matchups against many things. So like macro positioning and mechanical skill and all that stuff, very much more required. And once you learn all of these things, Yeah, also being aware of how enemies move and all of that stuff with aggro, you know. Like, Grunts teaches you that, and when you learn that, all of that, of course, still applies to other maps. What that then will do is, like on Soke, for example, if you've been someone who's played on Spiral a lot, then that will teach you to play a lot more without Spiral on High Tide too, even. Like, as I've done it a million times as well with the Charger on High Tide. Well, I literally was never on Spiral or something. Sometimes I do that. It works out just fine. Because, you know, I know how the game works. Anyway, what here? Just boring out seeking. One thing I have in my notes here, but I may have already skipped past it. Well, that doesn't matter. You know, this is not it. Anyway, back to the rambling. Then of course there's also Bay, which is a map. In some ways actually does work similar to Grounds as well. Instead of the middle platform that you're trying to defend on Grounds here, the big middle square, the middle of the ship there. So basically same thing. Enemies aren't arriving there quite as fast, gonna take a bit longer, but still. There's a bottleneck, they are gonna converge there. You have absolutely no space at basket, which is also similar. Break things early and often. Pretty much the whole solution to day waves and Salmon Run. Yeah, I definitely missed the mention there. Anyway, I'll just say it now. There was that one time in the Seeking where I opened the Fire Great Skirmisher first, I believe. I did that for two reasons. One, I was already close, and two, those are exactly the worst Skirmishers for the Goldies to be in, so it doesn't hurt to get them out of the way early. You know, if it's high, then it might be in the other one. If it's low, then it's definitely not there, and that is nice. Yeah, that is much the idea behind that. Always nice when you can be close and like open that for free. Don't have to do it later. And then Tornado here. Very basic thing to say. I'm the Nova, I'm the worst weapon. I wanna focus throwing egg at me. Nothing special there. Pretty figure out on their own, but just saying it anyway. We have 40 seconds left, and oh yeah, having all of that stuff said, it is pretty clear to me that Grounds is pretty much the map that teaches you Salmon Run better than any other map, honestly. You can do well at Grounds, you can do well pretty much anywhere. Yes, even at Bay, which is, in my perception, actually quite a lot harder. I mean, not a lot, I guess, but Bay is the hardest map, it's not Grounds, it's not close for me. It has the harder night waves, it has also the harder day waves. Yeah, it's not a contest. But still, knowing how to play Grounds gives you also the tools. Playing Bay well. Just, you know, less forgiving, less fun. They added that to the game and now we're dealing with it. Yeah, that's this game, and be back for the next one, and that will be our game first. Right, back with the next one, and there's actually a lot to say about this one, as it turns out. I can catch everything. I mean, probably not. Now, this will be interesting. So first, there's already something with the painting. I am gonna paint the side wall here, actually, not just the big wall. I'll come up right in a bit. It is pretty rare that it gets used, but it can be situationally useful. Two cases. one case, you get like knocked over the wall, then your basket, and then just land inside that wall. Pretty cool. Can even be used on high tide. The other is sometimes you are running out in space under grades, and then so just move behind the wall and hide. Alright, so we are pretty much in the middle of the wave now. Yeah, the B there. The 116 gal RNG rather on the fish sticks. And so you see there was someone else already going for the stinger, so I didn't go anymore. Yeah, anyway, I just did the fish stick first there because I knew if I go for the stinger first, then the fish stick would very likely be bothering me on the way back. So I basically secured my way back first, and then either I do the stinger after that too, or someone else beats me to the stinger and then move to the next fight faster. Right, yeah, I've definitely fallen behind the script. Alright, let me actually go a bit here. I can get right. So yeah, we are somewhere in the middle of the wave now. There's some time to bad movement, and fish stick paint happens. I think I remember now. Did have a little bit of bad awareness in the dogs. Like there was that player there going for the stinger, but I didn't quite notice that they died and left the baby. There are multiple ways to go about this here. But what always happens is I revive the player and kill the eel. Like there's no way around these two things. But then the stinger, it's a catch-22 pretty much, wrong answers only. You can kill it and then you're gonna remove yourself from the fight for way too freaking long. Or you don't kill it and then you have to weather the storm of that by firing it a lot. Like either of those options feels bad. I'm just gonna pause here. And then of course the other thing, you saw I did kill the stinger there, but I did not take the egg because I still wanna get back to the fights as possible. Yeah, actually there was some more stuff in the end game too. You know what, let's rewatch that too. That's what I just mentioned. And these missiles are scary too, now that I'm seeing it. Just throwing some eggs into the basket here while jumps makes it faster and smoother. The Drizzler. Then the Steelhead is for whatever reason not looking at me, not attacking. Running me there. When all I really just want to do there is kill it. Anyway, while that happens, I'm still paying attention to what happens in the middle. It turns out I was not needed in any way there, so nice. Alright, that was a lot to go through. Let's handle wave 2. A lot less here to say, but I'm sure there's gonna be. Right, this is a situation similar to what we've had before in another game here. This time we were actually ready to kill that. Kinda messed up my aim there, but teammate was there too. Good for me. Got an eel there, looks like it's mine. Oh, it's not mine. Never mind then. Cleaning up some lessons here and then that lit. Hook because I can. Nothing special here really. Oh, this was bad ink management / movement there. Lava can be a bit vulnerable to Spirit and Goldie. Oh, yeah, I did not just die to the same mud twice, right? Yeah, anyway, I needed to chill a bit more there. The scrapper could have saved me. Then we got a pretty scripted special here to resolve this situation here. And there's the third death in one wave, embarrassing. It still was much better than the other wave where I literally did not play the game by the end. Anyway, this is one of those cases where we go into wave 3 without a special. It's annoying when it happens, but get used to it, it's fine still. We definitely needed that to safely clear the wave there, better safe than sorry. However, not having specials, that can change how you play wave 3, and that would be more aggressively. That is. I'll permit in one way or the other. Wave first spawn left side. I really hate when everyone is on the left side, so I'm just gonna scan for the second spawn immediately. Right there on the right. It's also way too narrow to actually get in to get the stinger with my poor little undercover here. Look at that, mouse bounce on me, I've aggro. So I can just farm some lessers and then bring them out to basket. Then once that is done, I can actually get past the lessers and get that stinger. With a little patience, you can always get to them. Trying to snipe the Drizzler there. No luck, bad angle. Right, now this back spotted gets ignored often because it's so out of the way for everything. Yeah, I always pay good attention to it and I will always kill it, because if left alive what will happen is shoot rain at basket from the back and it's just gonna kill people and it's gonna be really bad. A very important target for me personally, and I recommend everyone the same, honestly. Like, kill this guy, don't make it jump back closer to basket or anything, just kill it. Anyway, that is quota, with plenty time to spare. And all that I did in this wave, where I didn't even have a special, was pretty much do some of the dirty work that no one likes. Please support the team from a distance. By fighting the spawns that they were not fighting, pinning them out and stuff. Can do that with undercover just fine. So yeah, that was a really nice and clean wave here. Right, that brings us to Cohozuna. I once again have a weak weapon here. So I might be using a lot of gold next to kill things instead of the main weapon. If not, then I probably should do it more than I'm doing it here, who knows. There's some random shift damage here because nothing else to do much, but it still hurts. Always shaves off a few seconds the kill time with blasters. While doing that, always scanning the map for new things. Yep, snipe that big shot with a golden egg. Right, teammates have seen that I'm doing it and I'm the Nova, so much I do that they let me do it, so thanks for that. Because you know they're the better weapons, it's better when they are in the middle of the fights. So it's hitting the king. This needs to die. It does. Always keep up with spawns. Like that. There we go. We're close to killing. This flopper doesn't really matter there, just damage the king. We do. There we go, we win. Easy every time. But when it's not, I guess. Yeah, that was solid, and that will be this game. I'll catch you for the next one. Right, we are back with the next game here. My notes do not have much to say here. I will actually not miss it. Important. I definitely still got some say. Rotate. Up lava. When painting with blood level is annoying because it's so bad at painting walls. Painting. Is that? Yeah, nice slam there. Let's go. Absolutely perfect. Literally the easiest way to get this dude killed there. I love Blitz. This eel here, not following me. However, this other one, this is following me. So I do squid back here. Maybe some teammates understand that, probably not. But it's a little in-game call-out that is used in overfishing lobbies a lot, but that's too marty. So I'm doing that too when I have a moment to do it. And just let the eel in a way that the team can deal with it, and so they dealt with it. Do that. Aggro here, so I'm keeping that away from the team there. I did not go under the lid. Not sure why I didn't go under the lid, but I guess whatever. I just wanted to be on the other side faster. That is right at basket now, of course being annoying. Finally, we actually moved them. Sort of. But yeah, that kill that on left. Very much something that can be considered. Wait, 2, low tide again. We have an eel first here? Yes, we do. So due to how weird the aggro rules are in this game, hard to tell by proximity whether I'm target or not, but turns out yes, I am the target. Just gonna leave it in a straight line. Here, so let me do some aggro testing there. It's always nice to know when it is in fact yours. Situation where I can manage it first, of course. The fish stick here, there's stuff coming from right, so I know I cannot afford to be looking up for too long. See? I was definitely not hell bent on getting that cycle there. Just knew exactly how much time I had and then I used that. Fish sticks with undercover, they are not easy, possible but not easy. Turns out I failed again here, unfortunate. Stay vigilant and stay aware of what happens on the map. Overextend, rip that shield, walked straight into the bubbler there, that destroys the shield. So annoying. I hope they change that at some point for the Brillas. Imagine how nice it would be for Tint if you could just send the shield into it. I'm not even demanding to like launch it or anything. Send it there. But yeah, that was this wave. Good control kept at all times. Even though fish sticks were failed. Solid. We have normal tide, I believe. Yes, we do. There will be a nice trick here that you definitely should know when playing this map. Before we get to that first spawn, when we sacrifice themselves for the lid and let us that. No big deal. Revive on frame 1. There was an exit there. And then some more easy stuff in the middle. Don't get like surprised by the maw. Or a bomb there just to bless us. Ah! I didn't quite have enough forward momentum to get the bomb in there. Fortunate. Okay, there's this eel coming from Grades. Here, this trick right here, the Grades flank. Whenever an eel comes from the long Grades ramp, you can just jump over to Grades and shoot its tail from there. Doesn't even matter whether it's targeting you or someone else, it always works. Nice. And then just popping the inkjet here to blow up things in the middle because I can. I still have 2 of them and the wave is almost over. And I do this again for these dogs bosses. Apparently I didn't hear all about the Drizzler. I'll show them. Doesn't matter as long as I'm doing something. We're winning the wave, which we definitely are. Here. But maybe I've tried harder to get the Drizzler. Yeah, that was this game. Again, it was just more of what we already saw, really. Like, move around the map fast, affect as many fights as possible. Make sure things are always good. With or without special. We'll see you in the next game. Right, we have the next game, and it turns out we have another regular in our lobby here. We are mutuals on Twitter as well. Chances are this will be an easier game, I guess. As it turns out, there's not much to say about the first 2 waves here. Let's deal with another talk about. Why not talk about teammates for a bit? Quality of teammates, when to leave lobbies, when to stay and stuff. People's habits, whatever. You see, at low rank in particular, there's actually pretty high variance in teammate quality. You might get really good players that have 9 sparches and everything else. You might get literal professionals and not rank up. A big variance there. As you rank up higher, that variance decreases, for obvious reasons. Only the fewest are actually ranking up. And the longer the rotation lasts, the more the variance increases again in ranks. As more people are getting there, the more time you give them. Quite fascinating. A bit annoying for sure that there's a bit of a bias. Get like the best experience rotation beginning. But it's not that bad, I'd say. As long as you are definitely starting in like late afternoons or evenings in your own time zone, you should usually be fine still, in my experience. One of actually the best start I ever had. That's exactly when that happened. The rotation started at 1 AM. I only played that after work, so basically 17 hours after it started. What do you know, I won my first 29 games. 620 lossless. And then the game that I lost after that, a pretty silly mistake. We wiped with quota on hand. So much about that anyway. Back to the thing with teammates and the selection stuff. Now the game also gives us a selection to leave or stay. I wish it would actually be more serious about that. Means stay, leave means leave. Would think, right? Doesn't always work. Like sometimes you leave and you then still get put into the same lobby as one thing. Which is a part of why I've pretty much given up doing it for part. Because what you sometimes need to do is literally wait minutes or something, and that is just so disruptive to the gameplay. And staying does also not always mean staying, because the other thing that can happen is 3 players wanna keep playing together, one player leaves, then they get communication errored like 50% of the time. It's just so annoying. Like, hey, we wanna play together, but someone else is making the decision for us that we cannot play together anymore. I really hope they fix that at some point, but my hopes are really low because, you know, this game has been out for so long and it's still not fixed. Just so annoying. But anyway, there definitely asked some players, even the West, is the adamant about leaving every lobby, even though they know they're just gonna find the same again most likely. Personally, I do not do it because it's just disruptive for everyone. And I just wanna use my time well, honestly. I would like the faster matchmaking, and also don't wanna deny myself the King Summoned energy and stuff. Before I consider such a quote-unquote true freelance run, I will want to get like lossless on the map or something. Which might never happen, of course. Never know. But yeah, don't bother with it because someone else tells you to. Only do it when you're really feeling like all that extra time matchmaking. Of course, ruining people's days with cameras. And yeah, use that reach slider to get in here. Oh nice. And I killed myself with a flavish exhaust. Yeah, this is a wave where I actually have some things to say, and that was the first thing to say there. And there you see undercover versus big shots. Right here there's a fresh one, let's go. The teammate doesn't really do anything against it. There you see, undercover against big shots, it is better than it looks. As long as you can get your shield stuck into it, you have higher effective DPS than like a usual DPS charge, say. There's another one, and I do not have a special to bail me out here anymore. So this is the killing time. It is faster than, say, blasters. Roughly on par with your usual blasters. Right, then what you also may have noticed there is the snatcher that the two baskets. So that's specifically why I did not kill it. It turns out that I still couldn't kill that basket because I was distracted, and fortunately teammates missed it too. Ideally someone would get that. Some optimization right there if it works out. Anyway, another thing to say about the teammate topic. Yes, there will be variance in the beginning. The other thing is, the better you get, the less that variance actually matters. If you are getting really good at the game, there will be a point when they need to actually try really hard to solve the problems. And spawning grounds too, of course. Hasn't always been this way for me, but as the game went on, of course, versus slow things. The next game. Alright, we're back with the next game, and let us spoiler right ahead, this is gonna be the last game with this lobby. Because we're gonna get communication error after that. I jinxed it, I guess. Now these games happened quite a bit in the past, so that much. Yeah, about this game itself, there is again not too much to say. Feel free to follow it along as I'm rambling here. Mostly stuff that we've seen and explained already. I would say it's some good time for story time, shall we? So if you happen to be still struggling with this map or the game as a whole, you know, if set this time again, there's also Bay, which is just as hard or harder even, and how you look at it. Yeah, I have been there too. I wasn't good at this from the very beginning, even with 5 years of Splatoon 2 experience. Like in the old game, I did enjoy runs quite a bit as well, of course. However, some things were definitely different. There were a lot of things that I did not really need to worry about back then. Like I would just shoot at everything, kill everything, and it would usually work out. But now that isn't quite as easy anymore. There are just more enemies when you get to like hazard level max and close. Like I don't anymore, just like 1.5 more, I believe. And of course, like, double compared to what you get at low rank and stuff like that. Of course, with low rank, the thing also is you might get matched with professionals. You might, you know, like fundamentals and stuff. That is mostly the same as it is in the old games freelance. That is also something I didn't struggle too much with getting through, but once I ranked up, and things usually got really hard in those early months. And it took me quite a while to figure out why. So physiquing makes sense that there's not much to talk about in this game. Yeah, what I would do, the grunts rotations in the first season of Splatoon 3, they would actually always start at the best time for my time zone even. Like always at 5 PM every time. Vision was actually at the worst time, that was the one where I got of course the most 19 because easiest map and all. The grunts was at the best time, I played it from start pretty much always. I tried to keep up with the best lobbies so I would get matched with them and hopefully have an easier climb, but I actually couldn't do it. I always took some losses that made me like quote-unquote fall behind a bit. Then eventually I would get matched with the players who are, well, like me, of course. My limit would on many rotations be like the 600s. Okay, I would get to the 600s a bit later than I ideally should. And then I would just stay there for many hours until I eventually gave up or something. That is how most rotations went for me. Sounds familiar, right? If you're still watching this anyway. Like, it was quite something. But there were like at least 3 rotations like that. There was the randomizer. I actually got my first nines on the other maps exactly around the Grisper randomizer. That was, I think, the one where I got the highest on. I think I saw 900, but couldn't quite finish it. I lost morale at some point and didn't play well anymore, and I just said, alright, let's energy for the next rotation. Then I announced that, so okay, well, ball point and some other nice things. It was also my first on that map. And then I tried other grunts rotations again with fixed normal weapons. Some pretty nice ones appeared after the randomizer too. There was the blah 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 stringer trace slasher one. It's pretty solid, but again, I got to 600 way too slowly and then got stuck there. Then we had the Elita Reflex, the Emperor Splatter Shot. I really would like to replay that rotation because it looks pretty strong, honestly. All I know now. Yeah, same thing again there. Just got hard stuck at 600 pretty much. Like on the first day I played too late into the night and then I picked it up again on the second day and I made absolutely no progress whatsoever. Yeah, those were those serious early attempts that I remember. And then soon after, they announced that rotation with Luna Sploosh, Undercover Brella and that Charger, which looked like the best one, of course. Not sure if it actually was, but I mean Sploosh is there. Sploosh carries just everything, I've said this a lot recently. So of course I heard about that rotation a lot, I really wanted to get the 9s for that. And how that happened and how I prepared for that, I will tell you about that throughout the last 2 games. The next game here for this video, there will be stuff to say about that again. So I'll do some play-by-play there. And then after that, the finale of Jacob's story time. Next lobby. Alright, 240 rank, matchmaking took a while. That gave me golden badges. Actually found some people who are likely around my rank, that is always nice. The part past 200, that can be pretty scary at times when you get like down-matched at that time. It happens. Doesn't happen here, so that is cool. Right, we are once again playing High Tide. What I get from my notes here is this probably quite one of the cleanest games, but let's see what happens here. Yeah, this scrap has stopped in a really awkward way. So you see me, I'll just not bother with it here and instead get ready for the next spawn, which happens here. This either is kill on sight, of course. Will do damage to other things. That's another thing you might consider there is on the flyfish. They have a really good DPS weapon here that does well at clearing lesser, so I just did that instead. The safer thing, and if I instead went for the bomb, these lessers would inevitably attack me. Then I would take damage and then everything could happen. Oh, this... Yeah, right there I got way too overconfident with the lessers, you saw it right there. Just got myself trapped for no reason. I'm going for the scrapper still combo here, except I'm aiming just a little too low. Yeah, blah 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 things. I wouldn't say I'm bad at one cycling stills with it or anything. It can be a little bit tricky when you're that far away, it happens. So that will be... Oh, nice wall paint. Yeah, that is another of the funny deaths in this wave. Yeah, the control was just good enough. But we never actually were in danger. Not awkward, at least scrapper stopped there. I'll by not overcommitting to that. Fixing it later instead. This will be a Gorilla's wave. With some annoying patterns. The Nova. So pretty much the worst weapon for everything. Well, not everything. Just the worst weapon in North Race, I guess. But yeah, you know how it is. The Stormtrooper gun. Just hitting random targets here. Really all I can contribute. They you see Undercover do the usual gorilla thing, like special focus. But now Undercover isn't here anymore and that basically killed me. Maybe they were targeted or something, I didn't quite pay attention to it. Need to learn to pay better attention to that actually. Well, you know what? Let's watch that right back, shall we? We have time. The Undercover is there. Let's see what happens. I think that less hard to see. That's coming from that side. Wait, those weren't the problem yet, right? I don't know, I screwed. Yeah, they are being targeted now. It's super hard to see on this ink color. So yeah, that is exactly what happened here. You know, there's actually the option to use color lock mode. That will always put you on yellow here in Salmon Run this game. It was always that blue, purple, whatever color. Which happened to be really good for gorillas too. But one reason why I'm not doing color lock just yet, I did it in the old game, but in this game right now, because I'm not at that kind of try-hard stage yet, where I really need to see the gorilla lasers and stuff. And this game is colorful, you know, colorful things are fun. It just looks prettier when it's actually randomized. Well, what would be really cool if we could actually decide what colors we wanna see and what colors we don't wanna see. But then I would probably just remove this and think or something. Because everything else is probably fine with gorillas. Alright, third wave. Be tight again. What's also nice about this compilation, of course, a lot of high tide on grunts is really fun. It's also really tense, of course. You'll learn to love it when you get good at it, of course. Really nice and easy first spawn here. It's always a good sign. What you don't want to see first is grunts, pretty much. If it's not great, then you're usually fine. If it is great, then spend some time waiting and it's annoying. Okay, I didn't quite get that cycle there. Sucks. Drizzler's being annoying. They're not shooting anywhere near me. Oh come on, how did I not get that? I was looking at someone else and I played apparently. That was killable. And here's another. I got 2 Drizzlers and that now is getting annoying. I'm definitely considering ink striking them here. They will open soon, there we go. That will one-shot them both. Fun fact, if Drizzlers are opened, they will take double damage from piercing effects. Not just the ink strike, it's also the Grisco slasher and stuff. You can kill them really fast when they're opened and you have a piercing weapon. But when they're closed, they just take the normal damage. This fish stick is also very ink strikeable. The reason why I didn't do it here is, one, I wasn't quite safe to do it, and the other, I tend to want 2 targets. Didn't quite line up, but another wave is already over and I'm just throwing this out because I can. It's also well which 15 earlier too. But then again, we never actually fell behind too far. It was all good. If we were overfishing, then of course this stuff would be way too slow. We're not, it's just some ranking up. Alright, this will be the last game where I'll actually give you some play analysis stuff, whatever. I have 2 more games left here. I'll use one of them, or both. Game. Alright, we are back here, the 2 last games. But before I get into more of the story time, one thing I do want to say about this game that is starting right here is there's actually some pretty nice movement in it. If you feel like paying attention to that, you got something here. Other than that, the rest of out. Yeah, story time. So that Lunar Splish rotation was announced and I was determined to get 9s in it no matter what. Solo-Freelance, of course, without the help of friends. I would have already had the badge with friends, but at that time when the game was new, I was just like, nah, I'm gonna get them on freelance. I've seen other people do it, and if they can do it, then I can do it, right? Even if it might take me longer and stuff, but no. So that rotation was announced. There was another grants before that. It had, I think, Splattershot Pro, Splatoon Viper. I think there was a Blaster too, and I forgot what the last was. That was another rotation where I don't think I even played to 600 or anything. Because I already ate too many losses on the way there. But that is a rotation in particular that I put a lot of energy towards reviewing stuff. Like not only that, also the runs I did before I did some select self-reviews of that. But most for this one right before. And also not only just my own gameplay, but also Mina Race, you probably know that name by now. He has done more freelance grunts than pretty much anyone else in the world, probably even knows. Yeah, right from the start. Did not get 9s the first try, I believe, but like the 3rd or something. And from then on, pretty much every time again. The runs get ever faster and more efficient and stuff. So what I did for that rotation is I watched her whole run and then also watched my own session. like analyzed these things. What I mostly saw when watching Minaray was of course she has a lot of confidence, moves fast between targets, kills pretty much everything on sight, but also is not afraid to make mistakes. Like, just like me, she will die, it will happen. Nothing special. However, the difference there was because she was so productive when alive, the deaths actually didn't matter most of the time, just like in this video right here, of course. The objective always have control. In some of my own waves when I reviewed my own gameplay there, I got that right just fine, and that was really nice to see. In some others I committed to some plays that ended up not being the play if you wanna win. Like stuff such as leaving basket when it was actually not under control. That is a big red flag, they don't do that. Like going to grades together with someone else while the other two players are dead. That is also an easy way to lose. Normal tide, for example. So yeah, I looked for patterns pretty much, and I found patterns. So after all of that reviewing, I had better ideas on what to do and what not to do, you know. That makes sense. Yeah, I even went as far as making some kind of informal document on some strategy notes on how exactly I play that important upcoming rotation. I haven't quite looked at them again yet. I still have them somewhere. Where? Yeah, most of that probably still holds up, even though I did not quite manage to put them into practice perfectly. That rotation just yet. Yeah, that was my preparation for that. But then of course the other thing was just to be mentally ready. Like I knew it might take me once again a really long time. I wanted to make the time and just play and not give up and all that stuff. And so I then did on that weekend when that rotation actually happened. I played again right at start, as usual. Which actually got a pretty good start. Rank up wasn't too slow or anything. And once I made it to like the 600s again, things once again got slow. I do not remember all the details about it, of course. But I mean, yeah, the whole run ended up taking about 16 hours. And no, I did not do that in one go. Certainly was tempted to like I got to 600 on day one. Somewhat smoothly for my standards. And I tried to get more, of course, because the teams were good after all. Yeah, it's getting tired. That of course affected my decision making and productivity and everything. And I just basically got stuck at whatever rank I was at. I don't know, I probably got to the 700s, maybe even 800s. Actually, yeah, I definitely got to the 800s or high 700s or something. Because I did play Hazard level max in that first session by the end. Remember that. Okay, we are this game. I think I just another cut here and then I start. Background noise for the last game. Dead. So yeah, confidence and determination, those were the two magical keywords, buzzwords, whatever, of the day. I went to sleep at like 3 AM, 4 AM, I don't remember. When I finally had enough from all the yo-yoing around. And then once I woke up, of course I again picked up the game and I had to play for another 5 hours or so, I believe, something like that. By the time it was like 16 hours played total, I finally hit the 9s for the first time on this map, and I was like so drained I couldn't even be really happy, I believe. I've streamed this live on Twitch too, and people in my chat literally asked me, "Are you not happy?" or something. Well, I just called the ground splash as I put it on my splash tag, this bloody dumb thing or something like that. Another interaction that I also remember is Mina was there too actually, and asked me when the next grounds run would be. To which I only said, well, knowing myself, I will probably try again, but probably not too soon. And well, that held up. That absolutely held up. The next grounds run I did was right after the patch for Season 2, when they nerfed the big shots. And I finished it, and it was faster than this one. I went down from 16 hours to, I believe, 12 hours. Or was it even less than 12? I don't remember. I actually did that one in one go, like, on that start. The Octobrush, Splatter Shot, Eliter, and Rapid Blaster, I believe. That's a good rotation for me, I like all of these weapons. And that was my second Grounds Freelance 9s. Then there were more after that, of course, which I'm not gonna mention now. I'd even forget some who knows. Like, the time of recording here, it's like probably 5 or something that I finished. There was also a shooterless one with a tent umbrella that was fun too. That was also shorter than 16 hours, of course. 16 hours was just my long freelance run ever period that I finished. Nothing comes close to that, absolutely nothing. But like the longest after that were like all on the 12 hours ballpark. And then the shortest, of course, around 7 hours. But I'm definitely gonna try to get something like that on Grounds 2, like on 10 losses. But I'm not gonna hard force it, but no, it's something that I can go for. Something that might very well happen. I'm looking forward to that. Right, anyway, that is how that went. Anything else to say here that could be interesting? I mean, I have already explained in the video what it actually is about the map that we turn around. But like of course these early runs where I just got stuck, of course they got really frustrating, you know, demoralizing and everything. But still, what also happened during these times of being stuck is sometimes I was fully aware that I was playing with good teams, and we still like lost in wave 3 pretty much always anyway. But the games were still good and everything. I knew that. I know a good player when I see one, you know. That is also a part of what gave me hope. Because it clearly made me see that the problem is definitely not people being bad at the map or anything, but also in a big part myself. So clearly I needed to get better at this. Better positioning, better flowcharting. Just have better ideas in general. Refine everything. Keep doing what was good. Don't keep doing what was bad. All of that. This is what brings us again to the recognizable patterns in video review. Yeah, it was a really fun time. And now I can happily say that I'm actually kinda good at the map. And due to how hard this game is, it definitely has forced me to think about some things way more than in Splatoon. Okay, I've enjoyed the map there too, quite a bit. But I don't think I finished the most freelance runs on it actually back then. Because what I would often do is, I would often mercy kill runs when I not get some kinds of personal bests with them anymore or whatever. I have been a bit of a mistake. So I feel a bit less inclined to do that now. Like if I'm close to 9s now, I will pretty much always finish. if I'm really far, then I might just be like, okay, whatever, let's chill. The starts have been getting better and better. It finishes too, as long as I'm rested. That's also another thing, whenever you're getting tired, you like need to not push it. Like, just rest and get some sleep, come back in the next morning or whatever. Or the next evening even. I've done it right by the end of the rotation too at this point. It's all possible. To not worry about it too hard. Oh, yeah, right, there's a king fight here too in this one. I have to talk even more. But I don't have to, I mean, might just be silent here. Dang it, I didn't put some nice final words in my notes here. But you know what? That king wave together, I guess. Yeah, anyway. If this video has maybe helped you understand grunts better, appreciate it more or whatever, or even made you just looking forward to playing it more with all of these new ideas in mind, I would very much appreciate if you could support the channel, a like, a subscription, a comment. All of that is of course completely free for you. Doesn't cost you anything and might help me a lot. But yeah, that being said, I will see you on the next drop. Maybe even on the next spawning grounds rotation. Do not forget to join the cult. There is stuff for everyone here. Am I right? But yeah, that will be it. Thanks for watching.